Okay, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to our video. Today's video here for Saga of Tanya the Evil Season 2 Episode 3. Last episode was great. We got the opening, first of all, which is one of my favorite openings in recent memory. I've listened to that banger so many times. And also, we have got ourselves some new allies, which we have basically allied with them to stop the Federation from being able to push us as much. We have allied with them and, you know, got them to push against communism and you know, we're gonna give you your home country whenever we win. We're just making a push against communism and I love the Zator focus, and Tanya was calling him as big con man and everything like that, and that whole episode was great. And it seems like we were looking at the French at the end of last episode, and we'll see what they end up doing here in this episode, I'm going to assume. So let's see where we go from here. Per usual, if ever to check out the Patreon and Discord, links are in the description below. As far as the Discord goes, talk about current anime, past anime, current manga, past manga, and have non-anime conversations as well. And as far as the Patreon goes, you get exclusives and uncut star reactions. So, if you were to check out either of those of your own will, I've heard us up straight into Saga of Tanya the Evil, Season 2, Episode 3. That's now gonna slow up a bit. Yep, and that pushed the Federation back, because if the Federation starts attacking those areas, those people are going to be like, hey, the Federation's attacking their own, you know, whatever were like territories and stuff before, and so now they're gonna, yeah, I talked about the whole thing last episode. It's a really fucking great strategy to get the Federation off them a bit, so they have time to get resources. Oh, Jesus, they're fighting over stuff. Yeah, it's for tall people, not fat people. Tanya and Victoria are having a great time over here. Hey. A decoy operation to support allies. Ah, so now they're trying to go up there. Target partisans in the former Entente alliance. Otherwise they would lose that quick. Well, we were having a good time, we immediately got sent out. Yeah, fighting in the winter like this fucking sucks. Oh, damn. Alright, I guess we're just bulldozing through that. Send them to the east once more. Let's see what's up with them. They're clearly going to be the crux of this episode here. God, this opening is such a banger. Holy shit. God, I'm gonna keep saying it every week. That opening's so fucking good. Oh my god, man. That opening is incredible. Oh man. Nidola Kingdom Army Command. And we saw you guys at the very end of last episode, and they were considering allying themselves with the Empire. Nidola Kingdom Mountain Unit Colonel Igor Gassman. And as some people pointed out, they don't have a great history of being completely on their allies' side and totally not flip-flopping. They're asking to pay for the high-octane fuel. God damn it, can I read faster than a fucking third grader? They're asking to pay for the high-octane fuel we're secretly providing them. This is Idola Kingdom Army Command General Virginio Calandro. Probably based off a real person like some of the other leaders have been. But things they've plundered during their operations. So that's their goal. Leave them no other choice, huh? Save our poor allies. Well-intentioned mediator, huh?
イルドアが抜き打ちで動員演習だと通知された通りの演習だろうが、傍観もできまい。イルドアが脅威足り得る以上、対連邦戦の見通しも大幅な修正を要する。今すぐにでもわかるにやろう。
God damn! I was about to say something and I read that line and I was like, oh my god! I was gonna say that maybe their strategy is this, you know, mobilization practice that they're doing. They're going to be like, hey, either you work with us and you're in our debt, or we join the enemy team or something like that. Maybe that's gonna be their end goal here. Is they're gonna that's why they said they're not gonna give us another choice. I'm not sure exactly what their plan is. But goddamn this line. Jesus! I'm gonna send Rurugan. Aldola guest facility, deep in enemy territory. Well, allied territory, but could very quickly switch to enemy territory fast. Just to make sure you're settled. He's got some marks on his hands there. Ah. Maybe that's how he rose to the position he's in. It's because he was on the battlefield so much.
腹を割って話したいものです。ここは一つ単刀直入に申し上げましょう。イルドア王国は善意の仲介人として
Okay, so that's where the episode title comes from. Offer the gift of peace. A mediator and what, in the war? Because that's what they want. They want the Empire to be in their debt and ideally in the war because they know that's what the Empire wants. The Empire wants the war over. Mediators for peace negotiations. I mean, yeah, we are. The whole thing was the war. I actually don't remember exactly why the war started, but once we won, it is now continued despite us wanting it to end in peace. It has continued in spite of that, effectively with the way that, you know, Tanya talked about it last season, that I'm trying to remember the exact quote, and I'm going to butcher it, but it was something along the lines of, like, you know, they want peace just like the Empire does, but out of that fear, they push forward, not realizing that they're delaying the peace they want so badly, or it was something along those lines. They continue the war and continue to fight.
それは本国の最高統帥府が決めることです。無論本来であれば外交官の仕事でしょう。ですが、こと我々の関係においては。軍人同士の方が話は早いと思いまして。
Does it go smoother?
帝国と交戦諸国を仲介する準備を整えました。内々ではありますが、合衆国と合同で各国に停戦会議を
With the states to jointly call for peace. Ooh. This guy's got some. His eyes are throwing me off, man. They're a little too, like staring into my soul. From a position of considerable power. It's kind of a, yeah, the mobilization exercise is to show how much forces they have, and it's also kind of a bit of a threat. Yeah, those eyes are freaking me out. Pretending to be neutral negotiators while trying to get something out of it. Putting the Empire in their debt. We would want more reparations.
すでにイルドアからの感染武漢を受け入れる手はずを進めている。
Is to make decisions during the peace talks. Okay.
どうにか落としどころは探したい。いや、探さねばならん。
Yeah, because the longer this drags on, the more spread thin we become. Damn, so they went up north, battled up there, and are now going back to the east. Too far out in more places than I thought. Hmm. He's talking about the Federation there, but he was saying, why don't we? Oh, why don't they reorder the battle lines? Yeah. So, but Tanya's also saying, we're stuck too far out in more places than I thought. Why don't they reorder the battle lines? Oh, because we're in a vulnerable position, why don't they possibly reorder to battle us better? Or we're stuck too far out in more places than I thought. Yeah, because it goes from we're to why don't they? So he's just saying we're spread too thin or stuck out too far in some areas, so why don't they reorder their battle lines to combat that and take advantage of that? They made promises to the national councils they can't retreat even if they want to. Don't even have time to be thinking about saving my own ass. That is a question Zatora's also working through, Tanya. You're not the only one. God damn it, Tanya was just about to get some shut-eye. Yeah, Regarin pulled up. Rarugan, excuse me, I keep calling him that. I called him that all throughout season 1 too. It's just coffee colored. She's like, bro, skip it. What are you here for? To look after a guest. It's someone they're using it as an observer. Yeah. I know what I'm asking anyway. And Tanya's also smart. She figures shit out pretty frequently. They've had several secret plans throughout the course of this entire series that Tanya has figured out just accidentally. Just by being smart. A mobile combat team commander. Oh shit. With the Salamander combat team serving under me. Oh. Yeah, okay, interesting. So they're putting Rarugan in charge, but Tanya is actually still fully in charge. Is it just for appearances? That they don't want an observer to see Tanya as like the leader of one of their biggest like new kind of things? Yeah. I can only assume this is because they don't want an observer from an ally to come over and be like, why is there a teenager commanding an entire squadron? Ask you to put up with. Isn't that actually what Tanya wants, though? Because if they were to lose the war, that's exactly what she wants. If they were to end up losing the war, she said before, because she was the commander, that all the blame and eyes would fall on her, but if Rarugan takes over, it's on him. That might be exactly the break Tanya needs. Exactly. And the guys in personnel owe me one. She's like, fuck yeah. she's still going to put on appearances, because even if Rugen takes over, she still has now been trying to make a better public image as best as she feasibly can. Oh my god. But I'll accept it. Gotta put on the acting chops. Yeah. You people really don't understand Tanya at all. They just think of her as some war crazy general. They do not know a damn thing about how she actually thinks. She's fucking elated, so putting on those acting chops was easy as hell. Fräulein. Frau or lieutenant? Is that like a specific way that the French speak to other commanders? Let me look that up. Fräulein. A Germany courtesy title or form of address for an unmarried woman. Oh, okay. So he was specifically trying to use a German term for an unmarried woman. Alright, and then I guess Tanya was saying, like, please don't use that term with me, I'm stained with blood, I can't be married, or some shit like that. Fräulein. Call me Frau. So what does Frau mean? Frau just means a German woman. Okay. Is that like a... If you use it as a title, you have to add either a name, Frau Mueller, or an academic degree, Frau Doctor. Same with heir, which on its own is how you address God. If you're looking for a German equivalent for ma'am or miss, if you're in a British school, or sir, that would be mein Dame and mein Herr. But in German, those are hopelessly outdated, and you would certainly never address a teacher that way. Okay, I was just reading someone talking about it. So it literally just she's just saying, call me woman or lieutenant colonel. Well, I guess Tanya's still saying that she's lieutenant colonel, so I mean, I guess maybe the point of having Rugen take over was so he could constantly be here to observe the observer while Tanya's doing her commander shit, not giving something extra on top of what Tanya's already dealing with to work with. Because I thought maybe it was because they didn't want Tanya to be seen as like a lead commander for one of their biggest squadrons, the Salamander team, like a child commanding it, but maybe that's not it. Yeah, this guy's eyes still fucking freak me out, dude. Yeah, the surface area means I'm harder to hit. You know Tanya's acting like hell. Cut me to the scene where Tanya's fed up of acting. Or maybe she's actually happy as hell right now. I just don't trust this guy. His eyes give me bad vibes, man. Like, he's just so, like, it literally looks like he's staring into my soul at all times. It's fucking freaking me out. And he's observing everything going on here, all their war practices. Tanya's been stuck with him for quite a bit of the day, clearly. Mm-hmm. Is he looking for ways to be like, oh, because he specifically highlighted that they're probably spending a fortune. Is he like, is he looking for ways to be like, because they needed more intelligence on what the army situation looks like? Is he then going to be like, it looks like you're spending a lot of money on your military. We can help you with that, help you spend more money and put them in their debt. But then also they were talking about helping with peace talks. And so I'm not quite sure what they need observers for. Maybe, I suppose during peace negotiations, television speaking about how the militaries were run, how the people were treated, and things like that is maybe a part of it, part of peace negotiations. I'm not entirely sure what their end goal is here by sending out observers to us. Maybe it's a thing to confirm like it's worth having peace negotiations and that our country isn't doing anything like egregious to where other countries wouldn't want to have peace negotiations, or I'm not entirely sure, because maybe, you know, in peace negotiations they could be like, they've been treating their military well, they treat their people well, they spend fortunes to do so. Maybe they try to be like, these are good people, let's end this war, let's have a peaceful end. I really am not entirely sure what the end goal is here, but that might just be my own logic lacking or something. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, hello.
ええ、もちろんですとも。正直言うと、
We get Tanya's true thoughts for once. I was waiting for it. All that spinning and dancing and welcome as an imperial ally. This is what she was thinking the whole time. Though honestly, maybe she was actually happy he was here because she's probably in a good mood because Rarugan is taking all the blame on paper. But now all the theatrics we know Tanya likes to put on and is she's got to make a good impression for another country's observer. No. Oh, never mind. The convention you're referring to is reciprocal.
公選国がことごとく本条約の当事者であるときに限り、締結国間にのみこれを適用
Only the battles between said parties.
連邦は陸戦条約へ加入しておりません。
They did not, you know, sign off on international wartime law, right? I'm assuming that's what that means. Yeah, it just means they never signed off. Let me just look this up. Yeah. So Russia did not sign the Geneva Conventions during World War II, as those treaties were established in 1949 after the war ended. However, Russia, as the Russian Empire, key architect of earlier international laws of war, especially the 1907 OG Conventions, which were ratified by Russia in 1909 and applied during World War I. So it says like in parts of it they were. I don't know what exactly this is referring to. Like what internet, like I don't know what equivalent it would be from our world that they haven't signed. Eesh. Attacks up. I mean, she just said that they didn't sign off. And Tanya really wants to kill that church. You know, Tanya especially's got it out for that church. Any god-worshipping building must go. But no, that's what she just told him, is that they didn't sign off on shit, and he's still here trying to say that's a violation of wartime code. Sounds like the Federation didn't sign off on that, and they've done the same shit to countless imperial places, so they're like, yeah, I mean, they're breaking it. We're sending it right back at them. The markings required to designate it as a religious facility. We know Tanya does to an absolute absurd degree. She is about quite literally the epitome of lawful neutral. She knows how to work in and out of the laws perfectly. She's wrote entire pages on pages papers of exactly how you can work these laws and such, which is what got her put in her position in season 1, because she's so smart and able to come up with strategies and things like that. I mean, the whole episode, was it 8? I forget which episode it was, but where they had to attack that city, like, and say, like, tell the civilians, like, hey, warn them, and then they artillery struck the city, which Tanya was clearly not happy about, but she is the one who wrote the paper that they used to enact that strategy. Oh. Ain't shit there. Oh my god. That was awful loud. Oh my god. Now he's seeing Tanya in war form and not just smiley all happy ally form. We got shit to do. Oh my god.
担当直入に一つ聞きたい。
召喚でお答えできることであれば。
落としどころだ。戦争の終わらせ方についてはどう思う？私はそのために来た。そうか。イルドアは
Yes, they're trying to put us in their debt by helping us in this war.
武器を用意してくれるわけか。
納得しにくかろうとは思う。だが妥協はできないか。
つまり泥沼から抜け出すため妥協できる。
Tanya's like, if I can, then... Tanya's like, if I can, get me the fuck out of here. Get me out of this damn war. Compromise, compromise, compromise until it's over.
損切りあるのみ。
機関の思う最低限、その条件を教えてはくれないか。
条件ございませんが。
は？条件がない？
召喚は軍人であり。 合法的な命令に服する義務を
Obey any lawful order.
戦争の落としどころを上が決めるのであれば、従う以上の条件などあるはずもありません。合法的な命令への義務はすべて
My duty to obey lawful orders is my highest priority. She's like, so if they want to end the war, I've got nothing to say about it. It's over then.
軍人とはそうあるものです。
なるほど。帝国は現場レベルですら国家理性を保って
Prioritize the national interest even on the front lines. Oh Jesus, is that actually... Oh no, is Tanya being so loyal actually not a good thing? Oh no. Terrifyingly loyal. Oh Jesus, now they're thinking that they won't... Oh no. Oh no. I see a way to... So they think that Tanya is saying she's loyal, so like if you want to end the war and they make a lawful order to end the war, I've got no issue doing that, but they're seeing that as a negative. That Tanya is so loyal to lawful orders. How so? And Tanya's elated, thinking it was a good thing, but I don't think... Ah, Jesus, I got the war observer to understand that we Imperial soldiers are normal people, and that is the not at all what he just took away, that he believes that every last Imperial soldier is unbelievably loyal to their higher-ups. Tanya, he did not take away from that what you wanted him to. Not at all. Uh-oh. So you're gonna get woken up again when she tries to go to sleep. Yep. That shit keeps happening. This girl can't catch a damn wink of sleep. Oh, what's up, buddy? Railway man now. This is exactly what Murugan said, just get on with it. Tanya's like, I want to rest. Please get this shit over with.
近くの鉄道でトラブルがあってな。調整中に軍大学の同期を思い出し、顔を出させてもらったわけだ。
Okay. So you just drop by for funsies?
機関が部下を連れるとは珍しいな。
まあ、聞き耳を立てられる見張り役のようなものです。
というと、
イルドアを通じて講和の話が進んでいると耳にしました。
機関の耳にも入っていたか。
I mean, he made it kind of clear. Said war observer made it pretty clear directly to her face.
に公案をまとめるなら多少の妥協もやむなしと
Comrades.
上はお考えで
Yeah, that's what Zatur was saying. He was saying that we might have to make compromises earlier in this episode, but he was saying if this is a path we can take, it might not be the worst option. That they can't have everything that they want in this war. Abandon demands for war reparations. Abandon conquered territory and restore borders to exactly what they were at the start of the war. Oh, Jesus. Uh-oh. Oh, God. That's not compromises they're willing to accept. Uh-oh. And now, oh no, and Tanya just made it ultimately clear because Tanya misunderstood. She thought that the top brass was willing to make compromises to end the war and make it peace, but she was assuming they were going much further than they were willing to, and all she did was show the Aldola commanders that, or the observer that was here, that she is like deadly loyal to the top brass. And so if the top brass doesn't want to compromise that much, it means that all the soldiers won't either because they're so loyal to the top brass. Oh, Tanya talked herself into a fucking corner again. Oh God, people got too much pride to just end the war and stop the dying. Ooh. Between a reward that justified the sacrifices. I would choose the latter. So Weiss is on the same wavelength as Tanya here. So it's like they get a reward for all the sacrifices, which is not what Tanya was saying would be the case, because they would lose all the territory they acquired, and even they might assign in the peace treaty to shrink their armies and things like that, which I'm pretty sure is what happened after World War II. A lot of them agreed to shrink their armies. But alas, he picks the latter, where this compromise can be made now, the war can stop, and it will stop the sacrifices ideally for good. He would prefer that option, which I would agree with. Oh God. Oh, even Weiss? Oh no, they're all too prideful about it. They're like, we fought so hard, we made sacrifices, we won so much, why do we have to give it all up to compromise for a peace treaty? Why, like that? I get the thinking, because of course they're soldiers from this era, and Tanya's someone from the future, and obviously she doesn't even want to be a war, she wants nothing more than peace, but these people actually want to fight for their country and fight to win the war, and so accepting compromises that drastic is something they might feel they're not capable of doing because of how much they would lose, and it would be as if the war never happened in the first place, because they're back to how much territory they had before, and all those people are still dead. Oh God. Yeah. You see, he wants to end the war, but he cannot fathom, he can't stand the idea of ending it and losing absolutely everything, and then all the lives they lost is just for nothing. I mean, it makes sense for them to think that way. Like, they want peace. Weiss is here struggling with it. He's saying, I would choose the latter, but I can't stand the idea that we did all this, we fought all this, we made so many sacrifices, and in the end, we're gonna end up with absolutely nothing. In fact, we're just gonna lose everything we worked for during this war just to make this peace. Knowing what to focus on and what to give up. Ooh, it's nothing but logic. I love that. I love that. That's logic. It's nothing but logic. Ooh, that's such a good line. Ugh. Yeah. Have fallen victim to the Concord effect. What is the... I'm assuming it's something like... I could guess maybe along the lines of what it means, but let me look up the exact definition. The Concord effect, also known as the sunk cost fallacy, is a cognitive bias where individuals or organizations can continue to invest time, money, or resources into a failing project simply because of the significant effort already spent, rather than making rational decisions based on future benefits. Exactly. Yes. That we've invested so much, we must continue to push forward. We can't just lose everything that we've done, even if making overall peace in the long run would be better, because the more they fight a losing war. I don't think are we sure that Strategic HQ is gonna go with it either? Will look bad on my resume post-war. Jesus. Let's see what they're thinking here. Federation's demands have been relayed to us via Idola. Wait. They want... no reparations, no territorial changes, and no additional conditions? No territorial changes is interesting, but... because we've taken over some of the Federation's territories. What were Federation territories beforehand, we have taken over. Okay, it's post-recording Bluester. I'm currently literally driving to work, because after I record these Tanya videos, I take off to work. But I had something I wanted to talk about. So when Zatur was talking about the no territory changes, I took it as territories will stay as they were currently, but I believe it's what Tanya was thinking, where no territory changes mean whatever happened during the war is erased and territories return back to how they were beforehand. I believe I might have misunderstood what he was getting at by that. Zator was probably laying out changes similar to what Tanya was saying, that the Federation and such would want when it came to a peace treaty, in which we obviously know they did not accept. They literally told Aldola to eat shit. So, anyway, I wanted to throw this in there because I thought about this after, and I'm not sure, I can't remember if I covered it in the video, or if I'd said something about the opposite possibility from what I had been considering. So, anyway, I just wanted to throw this in there, and back to the video.
ガスマン大将閣下、例の講和の件について本国より通達がありました。
お伺いしよう。我々の要求は却下されたが、まだ交渉は
Rejected our demands, but negotiations are continuing. Oh, Jesus. Even Zator's thinking like Tanya, and he's like, oh my, Zator and Tanya seem to be on the same page here, but not everybody else is, clearly. Oh, God. Oh, they're gonna say no. Even Zator knows what the right move is here. He was talking about it earlier in this episode about possibly cutting losses and accepting a deal that might not fully benefit them at the end of the day, but cut your losses and compromise. Even Zator was playing with the idea at the beginning of the episode, but it seems like his buddy here, I always forget his name, I apologize, is not necessarily on board with that idea. Oh my God. Well, I mean, this was the natural course of action. This war ain't anywhere close to over. As much as we or Tanya may want it to be, this shit ain't over. Oh my God. Even they weren't. Oh no. Begin Operation Iron Hammer. What's crazy is this was clearly done without Zator knowing. Even he didn't know that that was gonna happen. His buddy went behind his back, talked to the high brass, and they got this going. Telling them eat shit is crazy. Well, Tanya, it's time for that war to continue, because Tanya was thinking at the end of the episode, I hope the high brass, you know, is there an end credit scene? Yes, there is. I hope the high brass, you know, how they'll be able to convince our soldiers is beyond me or whatever. They're not convincing them. There's no need to convince them. They're continuing the war, Tanya, despite what you and Zatur wanted. Jesus. Hello. Why says over there he's not part of the squad anymore. He works directly under Tanya now. Yeah, I'm glad they're. I already figured this out, but for people who hadn't like paused and really carefully figured it out, this is easier clarification for what's going on. And she now runs the thing. Oh yeah, that's right. Now he does technically work directly under Tanya, but he's also taken Tanya's place. Tanya rose up, and he rose up kind of in the same degree. Do you see Loki upset? Did he like being a company commander? Oh. Damn. Despite moving up. Apparently war promotions are scary, yeah. Man, that was such a good episode. The way it was building up with Tanya misunderstanding what the high brass's goal was. Her and, like I said, her and Zatur were on the same page about getting this done and compromising, but everybody else wasn't. They fell into, as Tanya put it, the Concord, Concord effect, where they put in so much and won so much. Why should we all now have to give it up and lose all the effort that we've put into this and all the sacrifices we've made for no reason? Yeah, man. That war continues. We'll see how it goes in the next episode. But I think it is going to wrap it up from reaction to Saga of Tanya the Evil Season 2, Episode 3. This season has been peak so far. The inner workings, the political back and forths, and has all been so good in these past two episodes, because the first episode was a lot of like reintroduction, action, stuff like that. These past two episodes here, the political workings and everything has been really, really good. But yeah, if there's anything I misunderstood in this episode or things I missed, because my history knowledge is not the best, per usual with this series, feel free to let me know in the comments. I try to do my best, and I look up things obviously where I'm lacking in knowledge, but I know I still maybe misunderstand things or stuff like that, and there's people who are vastly more knowledgeable than I am. But yeah, if you guys have anything to tell me, please do so. I'm always eager to learn more, and I love this series, and so any more new information that's not spoilers, of course, is always very welcome. But yeah, I think it is going to wrap it up from reaction to Saga of Tanya the Evil Season 2 Episode 3. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I hope you all have a good day.